Tell us about Bhutan Olympic Committee's Bhutan Chess Club.
With regard to the Bhutan Olympic Committee's chess club, that we got the affiliation with the Bhutan Olympic Committee quite a few months back. Before than that, I think Bhutan Chess Federation exists. It's already there. It started since 2004, and at that point of time, I think the then Minister Wangchuk, who was then the Minister of Education, used to be the president for that federation. But after 2004, quite active. So even in 2008, they started to draft a constitution for the Bhutan Chess Association or Federation. And then I think they started to participate in few games, even official games, fight approved games. Fight means World Chess Federation game, approved games. They started organizing few national championships. So that way, I think chess used to flourished quite some time in our country. But over, I think, sometime in 2010 or 14, then I think because of changes in government, or maybe I'm not very sure, because of changing times, then the chess club, chess federation become dormant. If you know, if you trace back to your schooling days and my schooling days, we used to see a lot of people playing chess. And we know the chess is quite famous and quite wonderful game at that point of time. So then after that, it became dormancy, and so many players are playing the chess game. But I personally felt that there should be one organization who is actually bringing together, pulling together these best chess players, extract quite the experienced players, so that we can pull together and make quite a good competitive teams, so that we can face the world. Just now, it's just to the level of national or individual personal. So that way, we started the Bhutan Chess Club.
If we have viewers, students, parents who want their children to learn to play chess, can they just walk in and become a member?
We already started rolling out the membership, and it's wonderful that within a few weeks' time, we got almost around 40 to 50 players, already registered members. And I would like to welcome all the viewers to be a member for this part. And apart from other sports, the chess club or chess federation is different, because it's not necessary to have a club. Any individual can become a member, and you can have right to play and participate in games.
And I think most people actually, we have this general misconception that chess is for the intellectuals, for the rich, and they find the game very complicated as well. So if you could shed some light on this.
Nothing is complicated. If we really work on and go on, nothing is complicated. I personally feel it's not really complicated. But of course, practice and passion to practice and learn, that is important. And now, as this is very important, when you say a game for rich and intellectuals, that is very important. Yes, of course, for intellectual. But when we say intellectual, education and intellectual could be a little different. When we say, yeah. So not necessarily, academic topper can be a good chess player. So I expect, even the worst performer in the class, the worst performer in the exams, let's keep our civil service exam, the worst performer, maybe who knows, he will be the champion for the chess in the country. So it's not intellectually thing, it is strategically important. And for the rich, see now chess game is what? We have a board, we have a pieces, we have a timers here. And timers are not necessary for practice. And for this, just to invest maybe around $500 to $600.
Yes. In general, what are the benefits of playing chess? For the students especially, and even for the olds?
Most of our Buddhist people, if we ask about the chess, the basic chess rules, they are aware. But when we ask about the strategy, it's very difficult. Let's say this is the king, queen's, this is a king. We say if you move pawn this e4, we say e4. But most of the boards will not have this e4. Just a black and white squares with sets. But we have 1, 2, 3 to 8, A, B, C to H, through to H. So when I say e4, the white opening is e4. But if you are black, you should have already strategized in your mindset that what will be the counter for this. If you want to block this e4, you have to do probably the e5 from the black's opening. Or maybe if you want to say that, okay, if you want to block, no, I want to gobble up. I want to defeat that one. Then you use this one for, you can go for c5. So then the horse is the one that actually can have all these things. No? So that way, strategically, is we have to strategize. So that way, the first benefit that I want to share to you is develop perspective. Perspective is very important in chess, that most of us doesn't have. In sports, we used to have that developing perspective, no? Like, I mean to say, in different words, we can say perspective is something like, if I have to study your mind, when you are sitting to the next to me, I have to study your game. So already I have to know, your behavioral thing that I have to know. Say that, if I do this one, if I move this one, you will move that one. You have to have that already in sense. I have to know your mind. I have to study your mind. That we learn in chess.
Basically, it helps understand the opinion as
yes,
well, in a deeper level.
Deeper level, yeah. So that way, you will sustain in society. Now, the second could be chess improves memory. Because as I mentioned, till date in Bhutan, we used to play the game, not the strategical game. It's a recreational game, no? Just, I play this one, you play that one, I play this one, you play that one. You go like this one, okay, I'll move this one.
That's how I play as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not only you, everyone.
Yes,
even I used to play that
yes,
way. But now, memory, how it improves, because before I come to chess board, I have to write here. We have the book also, chess score book here. You have to make everything noted here. The white, black, I have to make, okay, I move E4. If you move B3, what will be the thing? What counter should be done? I have to make it all, it should be encrypted. So that I cannot, the moment you move, I cannot think, because here is a timer.
Yes.
The more you think, the more time you will exhaust. So we cannot stay on thinking what things to be done. It should be encrypted. The moment you, okay, I move this, okay, you did that one. So these things should be already memorized. So our memory is it's an exercise, no? The more we exercise our memory, much better it becomes. So that way chess players, playing a chess will have a good memory also. It says, scientifically proven that, we can have two types of thinking abilities. Usually the fluid intelligence, which says, the fluid intelligence says reasoning and able to reasoning and then the kinds of problems and reasoning. Problems and reasoning. This is called fluid intelligence. What it does is now problem. You pose a threat with this. Now you have a reason. Okay? Because if I gobble up this one, your queen will have this one.
Yes.
So it becomes nullified. So there's a lot of problems here. Problem is there.
Yes.
But you have reason.
Solving as well. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
solution. No? Now let's say I didn't strategize. But the moment you move this one, I should have that processing speed enough that, if you do that one, I will do that one. If you push forward, I'll move forward. And you know, I mean, like we can have, I can exchange or I can.
Basically, to make decision within the short span of time in the
Okay, you are completely concentrated. You are going with this because you are thinking the perspective of your opponent, and you are at the same time reasoning. You have problems, you have solutions. So you are completely into like focusing your awareness. You should be aware about all these squares, all these things. You cannot just focus on these two. If I focus on these two, what will be my next consequences? That I have to be aware. So I should be completely engrossed. That way, it really helps to be in flow state, meditative.
Seems like whatever you mentioned, that it's very good for the students as well, to especially to improve their concentration and memories in their mind.
It is scientifically and medically proven that it is going to offer protection against dementia. Especially old ages dementia. Now, forget about old ages. Even the younger generations are suffering with this the disease dementia, where we forget things, And it is proven that it helps to develop some complex mental flexibility during game time. So it helps to, reduce the dementia.
After listening to your talk, I think there might be some interested to begin playing the game. So if you could just tell us the simple rules, like basic rules, maybe to start with, if you could tell us about the arrangement of the pieces and name of the pieces for the beginners to learn, for the basic beginners, not for the professional players.
Okay, so this is called pawn, and this only the least point achiever, but this is important one. This move forward. And we call this as a rook, and this actually called also castle, where in Buddhist terms we may call it like tazong, zumbemeba, so that people hide somewhere here and shoot. There's a sniping places where you can see a lot of areas where you can snipe from there. So your armies go forward. This will be behind that to protect it. So and this is a knight. And this is a horse, because this is similar to horse, because that during olden times, chariot, people, some fight on the ground, some on the horse. So this is where you can have depicts the horse fighter, chariot fighters. And this is a bishop, where they use, similar to Hades, like you can have this what do you call that, artilleries. These are the ones they use, these artilleries. So these are the ones actually using the long range wars, So they depicts represents the artillery fighters. This one is the rook, this one is knight, and this one is bishop, and this is the important piece that we have to take care. This is a king. Our whole fight is to protect this one. If this is being attacked and checkmated, we are gone. In the first instance, forget about whole game. In first instance, if we checkmate means our king is being attacked, and then we can't move. CPR, we call it. We can't move or run away or maybe escape, something like that. So it's a checkmated. So you have to protect. And this is, we call queen. And one of the powerful, this is one of the powerful and the more highest point earner. This earns 9 points. 9 points. And so very important one. Mola. So this is very important one. So here the queen protects, everyone protects king. So our main target is to protect or maybe attack. So wherever king, our strategy should move forward.
And also for our for the beginners, if you could tell us about the legal moves of each pieces.
Okay. Firstly, we have the rows, and then we have columns. Yeah. So rows and columns. So here, this is the piece we call pawn, as I mentioned. This as is, this moves only forward in the column-wise side. This moves forward. But attacks or, I mean, we can have gobble up in diagonal side. Taken diagonal side. Attack in diagonal side moves in forward. So you can move. But now, earlier version, we can have like these two. Two moves. We can have two moves. One or maybe two. But now, no. The new rule says that only one time. Either if you move this one, your thing is gone. You can't move two. So, two squares at the time. For all these pawns, two squares initially, one time. Initially, one time. This way. Two moves they can get. Two squares move. So, they can move forward. Okay. So, but attacking is diagonal squares. Diagonal squares. Now, with regard to this rook, it's always straight. Diagonal, no diagonal movements you can make. Rows, columns, vertical, horizontal, he can move. But all these pieces should not have blockage here. If you want to move to this side, no, because this blocks. Own pawn piece blocks here. If it is the opponent, he can gobble up. No problem. Okay. So this is the one. And this is called knight. When knight is the only one who can actually jump over any pieces. Because, and also it moves in L shape. So L, 1, 2, 3, and 4. L shape. Left or right. Okay. Left or right. 1, 2, 3, 4, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, right. So you can jump. This is the only piece that we can jump and gobble up. Okay, attack. And this is a bishop, and bishop can always be diagonal movement, like for example, but it should not have blocks. Other than the knight, others can't move. So this can, the white bishop moves on the white, always.
So there's no limit,
there's no limit to the end, except that there should not be blockages on the road. But if it is opponents, he can gobble up. Okay, he can take away. So that way it is.
Without the blockage.
Yeah, without a blockage. If this is the case, it can't move because king is blocking. Our own king is blocking. Okay, and king is very limited because our king, our responsibility. Don't move too much But in this time, His Majesty is moving too much. So to the south and north and for protection of us. But here, he can't move. Just one square is But this king can move one square diagonally, one square everywhere. But it should not have blockages. Okay, this way. But this is the powerful, as I mentioned, this is the queen. To protect king, this is the main guardian. So moves everywhere. Aside from the knight, others should not have any blockages on the road. Everyone. If there's one piece on the road, you are blocked there. Okay? But horse usually can jump, in real life. So he can jump. So queen is there to allow.
So is there any basic rules for beginners to know before starting a game?
Okay, so basic rules, as I mentioned, I already mentioned the basic rule. I think we can move two. Okay, this one, we can move things ever. So these are the basic rules. Number one basic rule is here you are using the chess. You are playing chess. Once touch is move you consider that you should move. Whether you want to move it or not, it's up to you, but you have to move. Something like, example you have here. If mistakenly I touch and move, oh, sorry. No, I can't move that way. This is a misunderstanding, common misunderstanding happens in the game. Okay.
I think that in a way makes the player patient as well, to think before.
That I mentioned, decision making and that problem solving. You have to think it properly before So once I touch, move. But why I have to move here? Keep somewhere here. So decision, no. It's about So once touch is move la, and that is very important. Okay la. So most of the and sorry, but depend. Now I say okay, yeah, sorry, can I move back? Before you make move, once you say okay, gun, no, sorry, I'll move. Can I? No, that is not allowed. That is not allowed. But I say okay, in our friendly terms, okay, yeah, mistake. Can I move back? Take back, you know. So if you agree, yes, take back, okay. But next time, okay, one time you can get take back.
Yes.
Okay, this is agreeable. It's a friendly game, so everyone should have understanding on that basis, no? So this is recreational game, and you have to understand that.
Yes.
Okay, but usually in pro games, touch is move. Whether be it wrong touch or right touch, move. Okay.
So is there any special rule as well?
Okay, now with regard to special rules, we have called the castling. Number one is castling. Usually in chess games, we cannot have castlings too much. We can have castlings, you know. You can castle. Castle means something like, castle means usually, let's say this is here or this is somewhere here, okay? This is somewhere here. And we can say this is here. So first castle is, you know, your king, the good players will not keep your king in the center, because all attacks center. So always tries to keep on the side. So this is the way we keep your kings on the side. So castling is 1, 2 steps, and then rook will move here. So it's protected, no? From side here, from side here. So that way it's called castling. But the special rule here is, when we castle, there should not be any blockages in the middle way, number one. Number two, when you castle, your king should not have moved. For example, like you moved once their side, and again you bring back. And now if you want to castle, no way, you can't castle, because your king moved already, and it should not move. Okay, number two rule. Number three, let's say there is a chances of, let's say here it is, there is a chances check. So during check time, no, now I have to castle. No, you can't castle, because you have check here. King is being checked, so you can't castle. So only option that you can have is to save on the other side. So now your castling is finished. Sometimes in world games, they play like no castling game also. So you can't castle, even if you have opportunity, you can't castle games. Okay, so this is one of the rules that important rule that you have to understand. Okay, so that's called castling.
And also, if you could also tell us the meaning of basic terms like checkmate.
This is check. Okay, this is check. This is check. The black bishop is checking our king. So only thing is you have to either save, escape. Okay, so this is the basic thing, check. Okay, now with regard to checkmate, something like, you know, for example, like we can have very simple checkmates. Okay, for example, like I move this forward. Okay, so okay, so he can move this one. So next time he move here, and the moment this black comes here, checkmate it. Checkmate it means. So see, can you explore anything that you can move this king, run away or save? No way. This is diagonal move. He can't come here. And this horse is too far away. He can just come here. Yeah. So we can't move. So this is called checkmate.
So does it
Check.
end the game?
Yes. Then this is collapsed. So this king is gone. So means black wins, white loses.
So
that is
when
called,
the opponent says check, there's still chance. You can save your king.
yes.
But
Then
checkmate
it's all
means
about
it's over.
escaping,
Yes.
escaping, protecting or saving.
Right. And what is stalemate?
Stalemate. Stalemate is usually, it comes in that way. Stalemate is, the other word for stalemate is a tie or draw, when there's another side of the thing can't win, it is a draw. But here in chess, the stalemate is a little complicated one.
As somebody who is so passionate about chess, what would be your advice for our viewers?
Now we have the formal club in the country, recognized by Bhutan Olympic Committee and Department of Youth and Sports and Ministry of Education. Firstly, register with us so that you can get proper channel, to proceed and look forward in international arena. So you have to do that one, number one. Number two, if you want to learn, we have a lot of online chess arena that are like, name few, like chess.com, Chess, Chess24, Internet Chess Club. We have Fix, playchess.com, GameNot, chessworld.net, Red Hot Pound, and it's yourturn.com. So a lot of online things are there. So register in, we are familiar with Chess. So you register there with Chess, start playing, and we can have online games, online tournaments in this also in Bhutan. That will be, soon we'll be organizing one online tournament in Bhutan. For beginners, please register with us, games, so that during times, in a week's time, we'll be organizing few seminars, we'll be starting the games together over the board games. Let the COVID-19 be subsided a little bit so that we can get over the board games. And of course, we'll start promoting, we'll promote and we'll educate on a lot of other issues. I think because of today's time limitation, I might have left few important subjective matters. But of course, I'm very sure that you will give us next opportunity in session 2, so that we continue a lot of gambitings. I didn't start about gambits. It's very important in chess. So we'll, of course, talk in next session.
Yes. Thank you so much
Thank you very
for
much,
your time and sharing your insight with us.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Yes. I hope the viewers will understand, and then let's come together and play chess.
Yes. Thank you.